resolution and lower the graphics even further. Next up is CS2. At full HD resolution with low settings, the game only manages around 20 to 25 FPS. And for a fast-paced shooter like CS2, that's nowhere near ideal. The gameplay feels sluggish, aiming doesn't feel responsive, and overall it's just not a comfortable experience. This iMac simply doesn't have the horsepower to keep up with modern competitive titles. After testing those 3 games, it's pretty clear this configuration is struggling hard with modern titles. Anything remotely graphics heavy turns into a leggy, choppy mess. But don't worry, we're not stopping here. Right now, I'm going to tear this entire machine apart and upgrade whatever I can. And trust me, taking an iMac apart is not easy. The cables inside are tiny, fragile, and way too easy to snap, so I had to be extremely careful. Apple really chose chaos when they designed this thing. The CPU is mounted on the underside of the board, which means I had to remove the entire motherboard just to reach it. For the upgrade, I'm swapping the original CPU with an Intel i7-2700K, a chip that's appeared in a couple of my videos already, so I won't go over its whole history again. This iMac is actually pretty modern in one aspect. It comes with 4 RAM slots. Right now, it only has 2 2GB sticks installed, so I'm adding 2 more 4GB sticks, bringing the total up to 12GB of RAM. That's a huge improvement for a system this old. Unfortunately, the GPU is soldered and can't be upgraded, so we're stuck with the Radeon HD 6700M for now. But at least the CPU and RAM upgrades should give us a noticeable boost. Jumping into CPU Z, everything is detected correctly. The i7.270K shows up, and the full 12GB of RAM is recognized. Alright, time to jump back into the games and see how much of a difference these upgrades actually make. Jumping back into Minecraft, the FPS is noticeably higher after the upgrade, about 20 to 30 frames more than before, and sometimes even spiking up to 150 FPS. When I pushed the render distance to 32 chunks, the system started to struggle a bit, holding around 25 FPS with occasional jumps to 60 FPS. And once I switched the graphics to Fabulous, the FPS dipped to around 15, making the experience pretty choppy. So yeah, this setup is clearly happiest at around 8 chunks, where everything runs smooth and playable without stressing the hardware too much. With CS2, things honestly didn't change much. The FPS still hovered around 20 frames, which makes sense because the main bottleneck here is the GPU, so the upgrade didn't really boost performance in this game. Even when I dropped the resolution down to HD, the gain was only about 5 to 10 FPS, and that's still far from enough to enjoy a fast-paced shooter like CS2. In short, the CPU upgrade helped in lighter games, but for titles like this, the GPU is the real